Hello, this is Matt from Keighley, NorCal. Again, I'm here to do a comp for you guys, 422 Corbett Avenue in San Francisco. I've never seen this property, so I'm doing it live first time for you, kind of walk you through my process and what I do and how I look at it. My acquisition guy sent it to me, said it's a very tough comp. He's not too sure where it lands and he needs some help. So I thought I'd go ahead and record a quick video, share with you guys. Go ahead and pause the video, do your own comp. Comment down below what you think the ARV would be, and let's see how it compares to what I think. So let's go ahead and dive into it. First things first, what I always do is open up a Google page with the address. I am going to see. I have never clicked this link before. I'm going to click open two tabs of Zillow. One is going to be the property. One I'm going to use to find my comp. On my Zillow tab, I want to see sold properties. Sold. I want to see, what are we? Are we a house? Single family residence. I want to see just the houses, and I want to see last 6 months. That's going to be most of my settings to start off for all of my properties that I'm comping. I don't know where this property is, so let me go find out real quick where it's at, just north of Twin Peaks. Zoom out, you're going to see exactly where it's at right here, just south of Haight-Ashbury. Alright, so Twin Peaks is going to be right here. Alright, so this is a unique little area versus like this type of grid path. You see these houses are, it's not like a perfect neighborhood, probably on the hillside. I don't know this area that well, but I am looking at the photos real quick. So you do have some views, so you're probably on some hillside because you're above the houses below you. Pretty standard looking house, not horrible. Backyard is on a hill. Nothing crazy. I'm guessing this is the garage basement. It seems. New price, sellers want to sell. Location, so much upside to explore. Been on market for quite some time, and it's in this little neighborhood over here. So you do have some big time houses over here, it looks like. 1.2, let's see, 3 million. What are we, by the way? We're at 3.2, 1454. So let's see. I can see why he says it's a tough one to comp. Alright, I don't know this street at all, so I'm gonna walk it virtually just to get an idea of like what's the neighborhood look like. And it looks like just a regular street, but it's on a hillside. Okay, so it's kind of like a regular neighborhood. So knowing that, when you look at kind of our comps, it doesn't have to be on these like windy streets. It's not like it's a secluded neighborhood, something like that. So I really just want to find a property that's going to have a similar style to it to find a comp. 2.35, 1,800 square foot, just sold, or 1,500 square foot. Here's a pretty decent one. Sold for 1.91 in Glenview. Looks very clean. Okay, so now I'm gonna go walk. That Glenview road right there, and see if it's much different than what we were looking at. And it looks pretty similar. These look like they have space between the houses. Let me see. Come on, go. Most of these have space between the houses, whereas in where we're at, if I remember, I think we're touching walls. Yeah, so we're touching walls. So that's a little bit different neighborhood. Kind of hard to use that comp down here. This 2.35, 1.4. Okay, this is a decent one. Let's go on Clairview Court. Let's go check Clairview Court. Clairview is the same. It's got that space between the houses. So these are different neighborhoods. So, it's probably less in the hills and probably more across Market Street is my guess. Let's Let's see, 2.4, 1.91. Here's a good looking property. Sold 424, 1.91. Very clean, nice backyard, really nice backyard. So I am thinking, let's see here. Very tough comp. So he's not wrong. Very hard to find a property that kind of matches based on where it's at. If you go down in here, you've got just some massive properties. All right, let's see what's for sale. 1.7, 1.5. Let's see if there's anything pending. This one's pending. 1.4 was on market for, let's see, was on market for 7 days, then went pending, so it's probably pending above asking price. 20 million, that's insane. This one's under contract, 63 days. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't feel comfortable at all with this property. There's nothing that's really pointing me in a certain direction. Except for you have all these properties listed or under contract. Let's see, 2.1, 10 days on Zillow, or sorry, 211.1. That make me feel like this property should be in the mid 1 million range. And then you go to solds, and you've got some properties that have sold. Like this sold for 1.4, and it's a better neighborhood. Let's see if we can see the photos on it. Let's go to Realtor. The Realtor Tricks got some photos. Here we go. Let's see. Not updated. So it's selling at 1.4. It is in pretty similar condition to ours, but it's got a little bit better neighborhood because you're not as close to the neighbors. So to me, that's going to point us like we should probably have a purchase price below 1.4, which is where they're selling it at. I don't know what the resale value is going to be. I think it's kind of tough. I think you can maybe get away with 1.9 if you do some crazy good job. Probably 1.7, 1.8. Just because I don't see anything that's like so definitive. Here's a 1.8 property. It's way big. Everything out here is like massive right now. Like, why is this one 2.39 million? You know what I mean? Those views look unreal, probably. The back patio looks legit. So that's probably, this is a unique area of San Francisco that I'm not too familiar with. So I don't know what this property's worth. What I do know is it's been sitting on market for 61 days and no one's buying it at 1.345. So if we're going to come in, we're going to most likely think that it's because there's no value in it or there's something seriously wrong with it. So we're going to come in with a much lower price. Also going to get the second opinion from one of my guys who's a big time investor out in San Francisco. But yeah, this is a tricky one. I would guess, if I was to guess, I would guess closer to 1.6, 1.7 is the ARV. Because you do have, this is a very expensive neighborhood. Now let's do this. Let's do one other thing. Let's do a maximum of 1,500 square feet. Okay, here's a 1.2. Very similar. But now let's do the last 24 months. We still have nothing in this neighborhood that is selling. So see, these are selling like nothing under 1,500 square foot is selling above 1.8 million. It's all 1.7. 1.7. I think the 1.7 range is probably where we'd end up, to be honest. So based on that, if you take 1.7 as your ARV, let's just go with 1.7. I think 1.6 to be super conservative, but 1.7 million times 70% is 1.19. They're asking 1.34. We're probably going to come in at 1.15. Just to start a little bit lower than where we want to get to, and we will go from there. So that is a long roundabout way to say this is a very difficult comp. They're not always cut and dry. Sometimes you got to walk the neighborhoods to see your comps. Sometimes you got to do a little bit more digging. And sometimes you're not confident. Am I super confident in 1.6, 1.7? Not really. Do I think if we got it at 1.15, can we sell it or can we make money on the deal? Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. But I think we're being a little conservative. So it really depends on how much work you're going to put into the property and what you're going to do to that backyard to make it kind of pop with some of these other high-ticket items. If you look at the 1.9 properties, they have some sweet views. They've got some awesome backyards. They've got all that stuff. So you're going to put a little extra money to make that happen if you want to sell at that price. So let me know how you did. Let me know what you think. Yeah, and that's my analysis. We will see you guys tomorrow.